Welcome everybody to another video of Dead by Daylight. My name is Cubeproductions. Today we're using Skull Merchant as always, using a really interesting build that was actually requested by one of my subscribers, whose name is Kobus Grief, I think. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly or not, but that's his name. This build focuses on using Desolation, Rapid Brutality, Save Best for Last, and Surge, with the add-ons, Expired Batteries, and Geographical Readout. What these add-ons do is basically Geographical Readout is going to let me be able to break pallets, vault windows, all that stuff faster, while Expired Batteries makes me move faster. So basically, this entire build is about moving fast and killing survivors as fast as possible. Desolation is good for stopping, of course, people from vaulting pallets. And Rapid Brutality is about hitting survivors and moving faster after we hit them. Save Best for Last will make our cooldown for our successful hits be less, and then Surge is there so we can actually make generators go down in progress once we down survivors. Without further ado, get straight to the game so I can show you how great this build is. Okay, playing on Raccoon City Police Station East Wing. So this build was actually requested to me. Well, kind of requested. Basically, he was talking about how he wanted to use a certain build because he used the build I always used when I made the video, but then he said he wanted to use a different build. So I was like, that sounds really interesting. Let me try using that build too. So it was requested 3 weeks ago, well, 2 weeks ago, because of the fact that the video came out 3 weeks ago. But for some reason, I had never responded to the video and to the comment. And you always know, guys, I always respond to your comments, and I love using y'all's builds. So I felt really bad that I didn't respond, so I was like, okay. I was just going to have overcome because she ran really far. So I was really upset because I was like, I didn't mean to not respond. But then I also realized that another person commented on the video, and their name is Zerteened, I think. I'm pretty sure I pronounced that wrong, honestly. But Zerteened asked me, can you do a video on the look tech, please? Now, I never forgot about this comment, but I never knew what the look tech was because I just didn't know what it was. And the second I saw the comment and I responded to it, I looked it up and I saw nothing on it. So I was really confused. But then I looked back on the video, so of course I can see the comment that they wanted to be used a certain build. And I read through all the comments again, and I realized that he sent me a link that I never looked at for some reason. And in the link, you see Ozdara talking about this crazy look tech. Now, he didn't, in the video, he did not actually show off the look tech because he couldn't replicate it. But but basically he told everyone what it was, like how it worked. But again, because he didn't really show it, I didn't exactly understand everything, and I was confused. But then that's when YouTube was like, I hear you want look tech, and because we're gonna listen to your phone and basically always listen to your conversations, I'm gonna give you a video. And I got the video, and I finally understand now how to do look tech. So if you're still here, Zerteened, and you're still subscribed or watching my videos, I do plan to make a video on look tech, or at least incorporate look tech into my future videos. And if anyone here doesn't know what look tech is, I'm going to explain it to you right now. It is kind of hard to replicate, and honestly, I might have done it in my games multiple times. There are 2 techs I'm going to teach you, and one of them is really funny, and the other one's kind of weird. So the first tech is look tech. Look tech is when basically what happens is if you deploy a drone with Skull Merchant, and Desolation really helping right here because she said the vault of pallet again. She got stuck. I'm like, yes, that's what happens when you have Desolation. I love this build. This build is actually really good, by the way. So thank you for recommending this. It is kind of hard to use sometimes because on this map I can't really down survivor as easily as you would think because they're actually doing pretty well at dodging. But once you do down them, it gets really good. But yes, look tech is basically when you deploy a drone with Skull Merchant. As you can see, I'm about to deploy a drone right now. It takes about 0.3 seconds for the drone to activate. During that 0.3 second time, the drone will automatically start to spin counterclockwise. Not counterclockwise, sorry, clockwise. But the way look tech works is if you are looking straight at the survivor and the survivor is in the middle of your screen, near the drone, in the drone radius. Doesn't even matter, by the way, if it's line of sight or not. As long as they're in the drone radius and you're looking at them and they're in the middle of your screen and the survivor is looking at the drone will automatically give them a lock-on stack and activate, going from stealth mode to active mode instantly. That is what look tech is. Now, replicating it is kind of hard. It's kind of funny. The guy was like, The way you counter, the way Survivor counters look tech is just to not look, and I'm like, yep, that's true. That's literally how it works. But that's how look tech works and how look tech is. Now, achieving it, like I said, is not really easy, but it is possible. I've probably honestly done it in my videos before. I just don't really remember. Because basically the way it works is normally your drones will have to let the lights or your beams on your drones will have to be looking at the survivor. So watch right here. I'm gonna drop down, barely not hit her, but because of the fact that I have a speed boost and also it's the blood moon event, I'm going to coup de grace basically her soul, and she's gonna die. But the way the drones work is because of the fact that the beams have to actually touch the survivors in order to lock them on or get a or get them injured with a claw trap. They're not gonna ever get locked on unless the drone unless the beam hits them. But because of look tech, you can look at the survivor, and as long as they're inside the drone radius and they're looking at the drone as well, the drone will automatically just stay on them. It's really, really cool, and I actually want to incorporate this a lot in my gameplay because I feel like it will help Score Merchant a lot. But again, it's one of those techs. It's not really broken because of the fact that yeah, it seems really strong. Like it can go through walls, it can give them one lock-on stack, and unless of course they're already about to get another lock-on stack, then yeah, it's a big deal. But the only reason why I don't think it's that big of a deal is the way you counter is just to not look at the killer. And every single killer has certain tech. Like I already posted a video about Skull Merchant's tech, how she can use save the best for last and not lose any stacks when the obsession is claw trap. That's a really cool tech already that I learned. So having look tech at my advantage will actually really help me if I can pull it off, that's the hard part. I gotta actually learn how to pull it off, and I gotta do it consistently. Not to mention, like I said, it's not really that easy to pull off. It's not one of those things where you just consistently do it and you're like, oh, I'm gonna use look tech and I'm gonna get them. Like, no, it's like something you either think about in the moment or you do it, or you think about it in the moment or you do it by accident. So trying to incorporate it into your playstyle is kind of hard to do, but I will figure out how to do it and I will show y'all more gameplay with it. The second tech I found, I don't even understand how it works. If I'm being honest, like I saw the video, so I know what happened, but I don't understand. So basically, it was done on Scoreboard's map. Actually, it was done on what's the name of the map called? On Sheltered Woods. The way it worked is basically a drone was placed. So they vault to the pallet and they vault to the window. I mean, and when you vault the window, you fall down and you fall straight down. But they put a drone right where you fall down at. For some reason, if a survivor were to fall through that window and fall right on that drone, the drone will activate automatically and then automatically give them a lock on stack. Now, I don't know. Well, in the video, it looked like it automatically locked on. I mean, it automatically turned on. And then it also automatically just entered them and gave them a lock on stack. But I feel like the person either must have already had 2 lock on stacks and that's why they got a claw trap on them. Or it really just gives you 3 lock on stacks instantly and then it gives you a claw trap. I feel like it's not that one, but I gotta relook at the video and see exactly what happened. I can tell y'all. But that was the cool tech I wanted to mention. As I'm sorry that I didn't respond. I mean, I didn't show you the. I don't have any gameplay to show you. I'm also sorry that I talked about the look tech really, really late. But I did remember. I always was thinking about it. I just didn't know how to actually do it until now. So now that I know what the look tech is and how to achieve it, and also, like what it does and how effective it could be, I'm definitely gonna try and use it in my videos. Again, it's kind of hard to use. Like for example, that it probably would have worked on that strive right there, honestly. But the reason why I did it because he wasn't looking directly at the drone. It's not that he had to look at me; he had to look at the drone. Now, so most survivors don't look at the drone, so it's not gonna probably work. But if they are looking back, like say for example, they have dead hard or something, then yeah, they're gonna probably look at the drone and they're gonna get hit by a shotgun. But it most likely is not gonna happen very much. But I'll try my best. Like I said, if you have any builds, let me know in the comments. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you're new here, you know I love reading y'all's comments. I try to make videos about Scar Merchant a lot. Also, I want to really thank y'all for all the I don't know why that girl did that, by the way. I want to thank y'all for all the support y'all give me. I know I always thank y'all, but it's just like the support has been overwhelming. Like the last 2 videos I made, one of them was a normal video, but the other one was about like not really about a streamer, but it was about the hate that goes against Scar Merchant. And that video I have like over 27 comments on it. I love responding to y'all's comments. It's really, really nice. Also, I'm glad that a lot of y'all were really supportive in the fact that like basically it's annoying how people will try to like not only get you banned, but it's just like I'm glad y'all were really supportive in the fact that it's really annoying how you can basically get hate for something even though you didn't do anything wrong. And I'm just yeah, it is a lot going on. So that video, y'all support really helped me through that video because honestly I was mentally done during that time. So let's talk more about the game. So this build is really good actually. The only reason why I'm losing in this game right now is because it was really hard to chase. Like the chases weren't really bad. It was more like they were just doing gens. And I noticed, especially during the Blood Moon event, survivors have been doing the gens much faster than usual. I don't know if it's because I'm not regressing them good enough. To be fair, this build isn't really about regressing gens. Normally, my normal build with Storm Merchant is a normal meta build. Like it's just, well, I lied. My normal build with Storm Merchant is actually Save the Best for Last, Surge, Scorcher, Pain Resonance, and Desolation. But I took out Desolation because even though at the time I'm recording this video, it's not, I believe, Desolation. Let me see. That person just got Claw Trap. Okay. That person just got Claw Trap, but Desolation didn't activate. That, and I forgot, well, I'm stupid. This is the Blood Moon event. Of course it's not going to work. In case you don't know what I'm talking about, I posted a video where basically, there's a bug right now where Storm Merchant drones don't activate Desolation or the perk Hex Blood Paper, even though they literally did that the patch before, so I don't know why it worked that way. Also, make sure you watch that video and see get more context. Someone actually commented, they said, where's the proof? Because I kind of forgot, honestly, to give the proof. Like, literally, I showed it wasn't working, but didn't show proof. I don't know why I did that, honestly. But if you look at that comment, I do have a link. I'll pin that comment, actually. I have a link to... I'm gonna post a comment actually on that video so y'all can see. But I have a link to basically that video, a video of mine that I made where I used Desolation. And in that video, you can see Desolation activating, I believe, on a Nancy or someone. And once it activated on her, even though she was across the map, Desolation didn't activate it because the Claw Trap injured her. So I just wanted to let y'all know that it is true. This definitely is a bug and it needs to be fixed because it really hurts Storm Merchant's gameplay if she can't use her power the way it was literally working before. And also, it's not like they changed it and they were like, okay, we're gonna change this and everyone needs to know about it. No, it is the bug that happened, or they purposely changed it. But if you watch my video where I talked about the bug, you see why I think it's a bug. Because like, there's like 14 different interactions where Storm Merchant's drones will count as special attacks, but then some reason why they don't work. It doesn't work with Desolation and Hex Blood Paper, even though it literally just worked with them earlier. So I don't really understand, but I don't know. So like I said, in this game, it was really hard to chase. It was really easy to chase survivors, but it was really hard to beat them because of the fact that they were doing gens really, really fast. And I noticed that during this update, survivors were doing gens really, really fast. If I don't use a gen regression build or a build that blocks generators, then the survivors can do them really, really fast. But it was fine because I was still able to win. And even though the guy got the hatch, but I didn't really care that much because, oh well. But let's get to the second game so I can show you how great this build is. And this I talk about more of the game than let's talk about like random stuff, even though it's fun to talk about random stuff sometimes. Okay, playing on the Underground Complex. This map is really good for Storm Merchants, so I'm really excited to play on this. Also, this build is really good, so making me move really fast, it helps with chases. Speaking of chases, at the time of recording this video, okay, so this is weird. First thing, there's a lot going on. So like I told y'all, I always record, I have like 10 videos prepared on my computer, ready to be edited. But whenever y'all request a build, I always do that build. I do that video first because the request build is more important to me than just a random build I'm doing. Even though I do have some really weird builds that I'm about to release. Like one of them, I finally got Starstruck to work with Storm Merchant, and I feel like it's a pretty good idea to use Starstruck on her, but also it's kind of hard to use it. But I'll explain when that video comes out. I have a video where I finally hit rank 1 with Storm Merchant. It's the first time I think I ever hit rank 1 in Dead by Daylight. I could be wrong about that. I feel like when you hit rank 1 you get an achievement, but maybe I'm wrong. I have no idea. But I finally hit rank 1 with Storm Merchant. That video will be coming out hopefully sooner than later. I also have a video where I fought against hackers. That was a really fun experience. And I will probably combine that video with another video I'm making. Cause I have like I said, 10 videos. Some of my videos, like one of them only one match, so I'm probably gonna combine that one with the hacker video. And that video was about this guy I don't know why people do this. Like, you know how Scrum Merchant's claw traps work, and yet you still proceeded to try and loop, knowing I was going to down you because you're gonna just get injured by the claw trap. And notice how Desolation didn't activate like usual, which sucks. But of course, it activated after I hit him, but it didn't activate when he got claw trap, which is so dumb. But whatever. But anyway, yeah, I hit rank 1. I fight against hackers. And I also did the Scrum Merchant Adept Challenge, because I realized I never actually did the Scrum Merchant Adept Challenge. I just played Scrum Merchant. So I'm going to probably combine the Adept video with the hacker video so y'all can see. But it's just so funny. Like, I didn't even realize they were hackers until I kept playing. Also, I was doing some more information gathering on the look tech. So I already explained to y'all how look tech works. But the look tech works, I believe, if the what's it called? The look tech works if the drone is rotating because you rotated it, or because of the fact that you just placed the drone and the survivor is looking at the drone and you're in the middle of the screen. That's how look tech works. It's really cool, but it's, like I said, it's really hard to do, and it's not like, well, it's really easy to do, but it's not up to you. That's the thing about look tech. The survivor has to be looking at the drone, and you have to be looking at the survivor, so it's not really up to you. It's up to the survivor. Right here, I have to put down 3 different drones so I can finally get this girl claw trap, which is kind of funny. And then we're going to chase her and hopefully down her quickly. We move really, really fast, so the chance of us getting to her before she gets up the stairs is really, really high. Even though she's going to hold tight these walls, it doesn't really matter because I'm going to just kill her right now. Murder! But yes, that's what look tech works. I found another tech. I was trying to find the video, but like I saw it, I looked at it twice, I closed the YouTube app on my phone, I reopened it, and then I can't find the video anymore. Don't know why, but I can explain to you what the video was. The second tech I found was the fact that basically you can I already told you about the fact that look tech, you can injure multiple survivors at once with it. But I also saw in this tech where basically if a survivor was to vault like say for example there was like not a window. Say for example, I would have hit that by the way if I didn't lean so far. I would have actually hit that, but I'm bad. But say for example, there's like a, why'd you go in the locker? There's no way you don't have, I don't think you have decisive. But let's find out. You don't. Okay, you're weird. So there's this tech basically where if a survivor were to drop from a window and then they will fall down, whereas a fast vault or a not fast vault, and they will fall down and they will land on a drone, the drone will automatically activate and give them a claw trap. Not give them a claw trap, but give them a lock on stack. Now it's kind of self-explanatory and kind of makes sense. Like you're falling, you're moving, and you're on top of a drone. So sadly, this girl had balanced landing. If she didn't have balanced landing, I would have downed her right there. But she's like, nope, I move fast. I'm like, okay, but I move faster because my build is really fast. But I didn't swing far enough, so I didn't get hit. This guy's gonna run right towards me. I'm like, what are you doing? So some people probably like, oh my god, he's tunneling. No, what happened was this guy's like, I'm gonna go in lockers and run towards the killer. So I guess I might as well kill you. That's my thought process here. And luckily he didn't have Precise Strike. Then he leaves the game. I'm like, why'd you leave the game? You're gonna get blood points for this. But I guess he wants to leave. He's like, oh my gosh, the Scrum Merchant told me that you ran into me. Like, I'm confused what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to be like, yes sir, run past me. Like, no, I'm supposed to kill you. That's my job. But yes, that's the look tech, and also the tech where you fall down on top of a drill and it automatically activates and gives you a trap. I'm just mad because I saw the clip and now I can't find the clip. And it triggers me because I wanted to show y'all, but I just can't figure it out. But that's the main thing that's happening right now with Scrum Merchant. I really love these different techs that I found by complete accident, and I'm so glad everyone. Well, not everyone. I'm so glad that y'all wanted me to do a video on it. I can't really do a video on it because I would have to like show it off in a game, and it's not something easy to show off. Like in the video I was watching, where someone was talking about it, they purposely had someone, people helping them, achieve it. Like they were people who were literally purposely looking at the drone. That way look tech will activate. But in a real match, you don't always get that happening, so it's not really something you can do consistently, but it's funny how it works. So we're gonna hook this girl right here. You see the first guy already died because I didn't tell him, but basically he ran into me, so he's gone. That's how that works. Speaking of tunneling, if you're a survivor main or you're a survivor in general, please do not try and get a killer banned because they tunneled or slugged. That is not like that. Okay, I want to make a video about this, but I don't want to. I feel like if I make a video about it, I'm gonna get like not a lot of hate, but I'm gonna get like a lot of weird opinions. Like, I don't know, like. So there's different killer strategies, there's different survivor strategies too, but there's different killer strategies to how you can play. You can tunnel someone out the game, which is honestly the best strategy. Like, I'm gonna hands down say I don't tunnel. And speaking of tunneling, in the video I did where I was playing with Score Merchant, and basically I got to rank 1, I didn't tunnel anyone. I actually hooked everyone. I was kind of mad I did it because at one point I was like, I really need to tunnel this Dwight out the game so I can win. But I didn't do it because I just don't tunnel ever, unless like I am losing so badly. I was like, girl, placed that so late that it kind of missed. It was kind of funny. But I rarely tunnel. Do I think tunneling's bad? Of course not. Because like when I play Survivor, I hate tunneling. But not hate as in, oh my gosh, I'm gonna leave the game. I'm gonna report this guy for tunneling. No, I hate it because I'm always the unlucky one. Like, he so happens to find, of all the 4 people in the game, he finds me. That's all it really is. It's not that I hate tunneling. Like, I would rather the killer tunnel one person out the game while I get to do all the gens. I'm perfectly fine with that. Also, I knew the girl was here because it's obvious. Thank you. I would rather do that any day because then I can focus on literally doing 3 gens while the survivor gets tunneled out the game, and it's really, really easy. Like, tunneling is a good strategy, but the problem is the server who gets tunneled hates it, which makes sense. Like, it's completely understandable. The killer who does it has to do it to win. And then the other survivors do one of 2 things. They either do the gens, and then basically, because they did gens and the survivor who's being tunneled did a really good chase, they get gens done. But then if the survivor the survivor do the opposite, where they try and defend the person who's being tunneled. There's nothing wrong with defending the person being tunneled. But the problem is, if you defend the person being tunneled and then you don't do any gens as a result, and they still get tunneled and they still die, then that means that the killer won. They got someone out the game and no one was doing generators for like the past 2 minutes it took y'all to tunnel. So, well, it took y'all to try and defend him. So right here, I'm trying to go cut her off because I can. Probably not gonna work honestly, but I'm gonna try anyway. And it didn't work. So that's kind of funny. He went back downstairs, which is fine by me, but I don't really care because 1 person's already, like 2 people are dead, and I already won. Like, I don't really have to worry. All I have to do is hook them one more time and I win. Well, I think I hooked one of them one more time and I win. But yes, I was just talking about tunneling because there's a different strategy you can use. The second strategy is slugging. People hate slugging more than tunneling. Well, I don't know. People hate both. I feel like what it is, survivors just hate any strategy that makes the killer win. Like, it's just so weird. But like, slugging is a really good strategy, but slugging is kind of hard to do because there's a boon that gives you the ability to recover off the ground. There's the fact that there's literally unbreakable. You can get off the ground. It only happens once, but it's the fact that it exists, so you can get off the ground. There is the fact that people can just literally instantly revive you off the ground. There's the fact that the ability, the perk Soul Guard exists. There's the fact that the ability the make your choice exists. You can get someone off the ground and you and that person both get the endurance aspect. Like, there's ways to counter slugging. The reason why people hate slugging though is that they feel like it's worse than tunneling. They feel like it's worse than tunneling and camping the hook. Because when you camp the hook and you tunnel someone, they're dead. But when you slug, you have to sit on the ground for 4 minutes and you have to wait. I can see why that's annoying. But for the survivor, or for the killer, that girl went past me, by the way, the last second. I'm like, what the world? And then she's gonna vault that, but I knew she was gonna vault it, so I purposely waited, and I should be able to hit it before she lands, and I did. Perfect. But yes, there's different strategies you can do for killer. I personally just prefer to try and hook every single person at least one time. Like, if I get someone, if I hook every person and then one person has 2 hooks, yeah, I'm most likely gonna go after them to get them out the game. But the problem is, I don't always do that, but survivors just don't like when the killer has a way to win, I guess. It's just weird. I don't really understand. If I'm being honest, I don't really understand, but that's just how it works. But I understand from the survivor side, like, you can't do anything about that. Like, you want to help your teammate, but you can't do it because they're being tunneled. You're being tunneled and you can't do anything about it unless you have anti-tunneling perks, which some people run and some people don't. In my opinion, if you run an anti-tunneling build and then the killer still tunnels you, you win. Because the survivors you should be good enough to be able to, like, loop them for a long time, unless you're playing Blight or Nurse, then you just lose. Yeah, it's a really interesting strategy. Like, for example, I was watching a video and they were talking about how, like, the best build right now, not only the best build, but one of the best builds is to use Nurse and use the perk Nowhere to Hide. And basically any aura perk, but especially Nowhere to Hide, because Nowhere to Hide, you can kick a generator and then you can literally teleport. And once you teleport, the Nowhere to Hide aura reading follows you, so you can find what survivors are. Really good build. So, and basically impossible to counter in a way. But at least you have the sorcerer, of course. But basically, what I'm trying to say is there's different strategies for killer. But the thing that makes it annoying and the people that hate it is tunneling, slugging, and camping are universal. They already have the camping mechanic fixed, kind of. The slugging mechanic normally slugs that much, and if they do slug, there's ways to counter it. It's just most people don't have those counters on them because most people aren't thinking about doing a having a build that counters slugging. And then tunneling is just something you can't fix really unless they fix the whole core of Dead by Daylight, but I feel like that's not gonna happen anytime soon, so who knows. But anyway, that was the second match. To go to the last match of the video so I can show you how great this build is. Okay, playing on Wrecker's Yard. Don't hate this map, but honestly, not the best. It is an interesting. Well, I lied. This map is actually pretty good for some merch. It's not really big, and the shack is the only building. It's just the fact that the bus exists, and the bus can be the worst thing on the planet. And sometimes this map can literally be pallet, 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 pallet. I know it's kind of funny. My least favorite map, 100% for auto hating wreckers, is easily Gas Heaven. Gas Heaven is the worst map. Gas Heaven, and I think it's called Azeroth's Resting Place. Those two are awful. Bloodlot is pretty bad too, but those two are just the worst. Like I hate Gas Heaven because it's literally pallet heaven. It's literally pallet, 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 window, pallet, pallet, pallet. And Storm Merchant can deal with pallet things Desolation, but after this bug, it is kind of hard to do it. But I still run Desolation because Desolation is like literally the most necessary perk of Storm Merchant. It's so good. You win so many loops by using Desolation. It's amazing. But anyway, we're going to hook this guy immediately because his death makes me happy. And we're going to put the blood on the ground. I'm only sad. So like I said, this video is recorded during the Blood Moon event. But when I'm actually recording the voiceover, the Blood Moon event has just ended. It is so sad when you go from 230,000 plus blood points to 23,000. It's the worst feeling in the world. And I hate it. I really wish that the Blood Moon event lasted longer, or at least the Dead by Daylight would have like a thing where you get triple blood points, maybe like every weekend. I don't know. Let's do it more often because it is so sad when you look at the blood points and you're like, "Wow, I went from this to this." Like it's just, it's awful. And I was just about to get Scornbird into like Prestige 40, and now I'm like at Prestige 38. I think I am, or something like that. It's just so weird. But anyway, I'm gonna grab this girl off the gym, but she's like, no, I actually have my ears and I have my eyes. I'm gonna pay attention. I'm like, okay, I guess. So she's gonna run towards my drone. I'm like, yes, give me a speed boost, please. And it didn't scan her, so I'm like, oh. But then she doesn't go towards the pallet. I mean, the window, surprisingly. So I'm like, okay. She goes back around. Like, what is this pathing? I'm so confused. And then I'm gonna try and down her with the corner of the pallet right here. So I'm like, oh. But she's like, I'm gonna drop it immediately. She's gonna spin around in a circle, like I did something, and I'm like, no, you didn't. But then I realized the generator is at 99%. I need to get rid of that. So I'm gonna kick that. Luckily, they into geographical readout, I can kick it faster, and I can probably kick that. What's it called? I can probably kick that pallet faster too, but I just choose not to do it because I'm good. These people were really, really annoying, by the way. This game was really weird. Like it was, they were really good at looping. Nothing wrong with that. But that would made it hard. So he's gonna just drop the pallet. He's like, I'm not going to deal with Skull Merchant. I'm like, okay. So right here, I'm gonna hit him with my drone. I don't know why he balls the pallet. Then it was so weird. Then he's gonna get stuck. I love putting drones next to pallets. Cause a lot of times survivors will end up doing the drone and not the pallet, and it's just so funny. But it's kind of hard. It's not really. I would say it's kind of tech, but it's kind of hard to do that because it doesn't always work, and sometimes they still get to the pallet anyway. It is weird how that can happen sometimes. I love it. But anyway, we're gonna put more blood on the ground, get more blood points, because you know the more blood points the better. And then we're gonna try and use our radar to figure out exactly where someone is, because someone got claw trapped, and I'm like, yay! They're right in front of me. They don't know where I'm coming from because I'm untouchable. But sadly, my untouchable did run out. But I'm gonna hit her because I have a long range, bloody lunge, which is so funny. Then the cooldown on it is like ridiculous, but it's, to be honestly, it makes sense. Like you have a more than double range lunge, and so of course the cooldown is gonna be insane. Another person is cloud trap. I'm like, how are you getting cloud trap so much? It's kind of funny. If Desolation would have activated from cloud traps again, it would be so much better. But it's just funny how like this girl gets cloud trapped and then she just busts the pallet. I'm like, okay. And then she's going to sit right next to the pallet again. And I'm like, oh, okay. But this time I don't hit her because I hit the pallet instead of hitting the stupid girl. And then she's gonna walk in front of me. I'm like, oh, okay, got it. So I think I don't remember if I said it. I probably haven't said it in a while, but I mentioned that if a survivor is claw trapped and they get injured by the claw trap, they get automatically injured. But I never mentioned that if a survivor is already injured and then you claw trap them, they get dewounded. And that deep wound effect is what counters endurance and their heart. But I forgot to mention that sometimes when I play. But yeah, it's really, really good, and I really like doing that a lot. It's really funny. So right here, I'm gonna chase this girl immediately, but of course, I missed kind of bad at the game. I thought I had the blood on me, but I didn't have the blood on me, so I just missed. But I'm gonna be able to hit her before she reaches the pallet. And luckily, well, not well, unluckily, she didn't drop it, but it's fine. I'll chase her anyway. After hitting this annoying woman, she can, of course, just fly across the map. Now, luckily, my drones are scanning her, so I'm getting my speed boost. And because of the add-on expired battery, the speed boost is increased even further. Plus, we have Extendo Lungo, so we can, of course, just obliterate her soul with our saw attached to our hand, which is really funny. And hook her, and now we all have to do one more hook, and then she's dead. So, I got at the time of recording this video, like I said, the Blood Moon event is over, and I'm kind of sad. Also, the new, not really new event, but it's April Fool's Day at the time of me talking about this, doing this recording. So, because April Fool's Day, they added the Oni game mode where basically survivors have to do 3 gens. Oni has to down you literally once, steps on you, and you die, and it's really funny. And I like it a lot, and I'm kind of glad they're adding new game modes in the WWE. Like, the only thing I hate about the new game modes is the first new game mode they added was lights out. Basically, basically it was if you're playing Legion, basically it was like any killer becomes a stealth killer now. That's basically what happened. If you're playing Legion, you win the game. Like literally, he's like the best killer in that game, because the whole point of it is you can't use perks, and there's not really any killers in the game that have the ability to see the aura of a survivor with their power. The only exception to that rule, of course, the score merchant can see the aura, can see exactly where someone is if they get claw trapped, which is really good with score merchant because I can use my power and I can still see who people are through the darkness, and they can't hear me or see me because there's no terror radius, so that's fun. But the reason why I say Legion was the best at it, and I talk about the game mode, is the problem I have with that game mode is not the fact that the game mode was bad, it's the fact that they made it so you can't use perks. And I feel like that's a big deal. Also, another problem with the game mode is they don't give you any extra blood points for playing it. It's like you just play this cool game mode they wanted to add, that they've never added a new game mode since the beginning of the game, basically. So it was really cool. They had like cool events, but they never had like a game mode. So I guess they're trying to test out different game modes, see if people like it or not. And like I said, I really like the blackout game mode, but it's just like if you can't use perks, it's not really anything special. You can't use perks, and it kind of sucks. You don't get extra blood points for playing it. It kind of sucks. Like I just don't really think that's really useful. Now the reason why I kind of see why they don't want to use perks is because you can use like aura perks probably wouldn't work at all, and other perks might make the game mode like too oppressive, or maybe it'll be the opposite. It'll be like survivors do gens too fast or too good at finding each other. Um, or the opposite, where the killer can easily just defend these generators that survivors can't see because it's dark. Like it's gonna be like that. So I get why, but I feel like it's more creative and more fun when you have the ability to use perks. Not because of the fact, I want to use perks, I want to slow down the game forever, ha ha ha, lol. No, it's because of the fact that I'm using perks to make the experience different. It so that way I can change my playstyle. But instead, it's like, okay, what map did I get? Okay, I got Borgo. It's dark. Okay, now I gotta find these survivors who I can't ever see. Meanwhile, I could use like a certain perk and maybe get a cool darkness advantage. It'd be kind of cool. I don't know, but it just the creativity is kind of just gone because of the fact that you can't use perks. But the only event is actually pretty cool. Again, you can't use perks and you only can use Oni. So if you don't like Oni, then it's probably not gonna be for you. But if you do like Oni, which I do like Oni, but I just don't play him that much, he's really fun. Speaking of playing killers, I've been playing different killers ever since I talked to one of my subscribers who was commenting on one of my videos, and we had a long conversation about different things, and he had asked me what kind of killers do I like, and I had mentioned that my favorite type of killers are killers that can put stuff on this, basically put stuff on the map to make it so that way it's harder for the survivors to do things. And I named a few, like I said, singularity, not singularity. I said Knight. His guards make his survivors have to stop their objective and do something else. We have other killers who have similar powers, like the ability to make a survivor have to do a different objective instead of doing gens. It's really fun, and that's kind of why I like Skull Merchant when she first came out. It was like do the generator or get exposed and die. Yeah, that was basically her power word, and I love that. But not the 3 genning part. I didn't do that part, but it was the fact that basically you can protect a certain objective or a certain location or a certain totem or whatever it is you're trying to protect, and basically you can just be like, okay, you can do one of two things. You can either disable my drone, get a cloud trap so I know where you are, but now you can do whatever objectives over there, or you can just be exposed and try and do the generator or whatever it is you're trying to do, and then loot me for a whole minute. That way you don't die. Either way, that was what I liked. I like the ability to put stuff on the screen basically, and make the survivors have to do different objectives. I mentioned um, Pinhead as one of the killers. I mentioned a few killers. I don't remember all of them. It was Pinhead, Trapper, Hag, Plague. Plague is good because Plague's like, okay, you're gonna either cleanse and give me a stronger power, or you're not gonna cleanse and then I M1 you constantly and I win the game. Like it's it's really funny. Um, Knight, like I said, he puts up on the screen and makes survivors have to deal with that. Hag is basically a slower but more deadly Skull Merchant. But it's kind of funny. But that was basically the kill I was talking about. The reason why I bring this up though is because I was playing Knight, and Knight is really fun, but Knight is terrible. Also, he gets the hatch immediately. I'm like, oh man. But Knight's not terrible, but it's just like, oh my gosh, it's like his power is so simple, the game plan is so simple, but then actually executing it is just not unless you're using the right add-ons, and even then, it still feels like sometimes those add-ons don't even help him. But it's just weird. But anyway, that was my little killer. We talk about different kills I play. But of course, if you want to use a certain killer, like for example, someone would use Ghost Space, so I definitely make a video about that. Please let me know in the comments if you have any different builds or killers or anything you want to say. I will always respond and read y'all's comments. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I will see y'all in the next video. Have a nice day.